Last week was bittersweet, but it ended with the final 10 housemates in the Big Brother Naija house. Hi guys, my name is Eniola Tito, reporting for LoriSupergirl.com, coming to you from CCX Lagos on Kofo Abayomi in Victoria Island. Be sure to follow CCX at CCX Lagos on Instagram. Now, as usual, I'm not here alone. Today, I'm joined by the 16th housemate to have been evicted from the Big Brother Naija house, a woman whose energy, to be honest, is infectious. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the one and only cup of Khafi herself, Khafi.
Hi.
Khafi, how are you doing?
I am good.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Thank you.
Your energy and your joy and everything, it radiates, it just comes off the screen. So I'm glad to meet you. How's it been? Before I ask you how it's been reintegrating into society, we do have food in front of us.
Yes.
And the good people at DSTV, they gave us a box of pepper sauces.
Ooh.
And I'm going to have you pick one, and you're going to use it to season your food.
Yes, I would love to.
All right, so here we go. So you're going to close your eyes for me,
Okay.
Khafi, and then I'll grab your hand. There we go, give me your hand.
Okay.
And then you'll feel through the bottles and you'll pick one. All your fellow housemates have done this. Some have been opened already, some haven't been opened.
I'll pick one.
That
right
one,
here.
that is a popular one. Open your eyes.
Oh,
and
Tabasco.
Yeah.
Cool, I know this one. Green pepper sauce. I don't think I've tasted this one before.
surprisingly, I think this is what Venita picked last week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It just felt, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, you
Felt
can
the
season it
smallest.
yourself.
Okay, thank you.
So real quick, Khafi, what's it been like reintegrating into society? How's the reception been?
It's been amazing. Like, thank you very much.
No problem.
It's been absolutely amazing. Everything so far, like everybody who supported me have just been so amazing. Everyone's been like, Khafi, we love you, we did this. And I really don't feel like I feel like I'm a winner. Do you know what I mean? I really feel like I'm a winner. I felt like, you know, obviously I would have loved to stay to the end, but I feel really positive. I feel really good. Everybody who supported me, thank you so much. You guys are superstars.
2.5 months in that house. What was your favorite activity? I mean, there was arena games, there were tasks, there was the Saturday night parties. What was your favorite? What did you miss the most?
Oh gosh, I miss the tasks. I love the tasks. The tasks were really, really good. It gave, you know, us an opportunity to just be inventive. Like for me, the problem in the house was I just don't want to be left to be doing nothing. And the task gave us focus, gave us stuff to do. So I was like, yes, let's get down to business, you know? I was really,
And it gave you and the other housemates the opportunity to work together and to bond and everything. In the house, you had friends like Gedoni, or you were close to Gedoni, or you're close to Tacha as well. Who are the other housemates that were your peeps, your homies?
I thought EK was my peeps until I found out he nominated me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a game and he was just doing what he was doing. So that was, it was shocking for me to see initially, but I'm like, it is what it is. And he's still cool. Mike's definitely my person. He's like a brother to me. Even when we argue, we then make up. Like, he's my person. Omashola and
Tacha?
Yeah, I thought you already mentioned Tacha and Gedoni. Fraud as well. Again, Fraud, we had a little, you know, we would have our arguments here and there. But he was cool. He would always try and advise.
Pretty much mentioned everyone, but let's leave that. There's a name. Well, you mentioned like 5 and like 10 people. But anyway, let's leave that portion because you did mention one name that I want to emphasize on a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So Gedoni, after two of you survived, I like how you used to call his name.
Yeah, Gedoni. Gedoni.
After you guys survived the first eviction and Avala and Isilomo left, you guys became close, and it became apparent that you were attracted to Gedoni. What attracted you to the guy?
You know, it was funny because I felt like we had gone through like that experience together, and then we really bonded. And in a house, when you're full of so many people, you're like, you don't know anybody. It's just like, oh. And he just became my person very quickly. Like after we got safe together, he became my person, and he was just my calm. Like, do you know what I mean? He became like a pillar for me. It was very, very easy. You know, he's very easy to talk to. He was just there for me when I really needed it. So yeah, that's where the attraction came from.
Now I know that you've been out for a couple of days. You've been on the blogs. You've seen the clips and you've seen the posts.
I actually haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't. So
I will try and ease you into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my head out of that for this week, and then when I've got the minute, I will sit down and go through everything.
Okay, since for you to know where I'm going with this question, I'll explain. There are a few clips out there of you and Gedoni under the sheets, and as a result, a lot of people are of the assumption, I'm stumbling on my words, that both of you went all the way physically. I can't really say what people said you guys were doing because this video will be flagged. It is going to be on YouTube. My question to you is, what was going on under the sheets? Did you and Gedoni go all the way physically?
No. And for me, that was my biggest shock coming out of the house. I was like, I can't believe this. We did not. And yeah, I don't know what else to say on the matter.
But how did you think the viewers would perceive it? Because clearly in the house, in Big Brother, once two people are under the covers, the cameras will obviously be on you, and you can't say that, well, I want to think that you knew that the cameras would be on you guys. What did you think the viewers would think?
Basically, Gedoni was my partner in the house, and me, I'm a physically affectionate person. Like, even with my friends, I give hugs, I'm a high five, you know, how you doing kind of person. And so with the person I was with, I was definitely physically affectionate. And, you know, I think, if anything, you know, under the covers, it was just like, we would go to sleep, we just kiss, hug, like, do you know what I mean? We were physically affectionate, but we didn't have sex. And so for me, when I saw that, when I came out, I was like, what? It was like the shock of I was like, are you serious right now? And so I just thought, you know what? Let me not even try and process this right now. Let me get through this week, speak to everybody, say hey and everything like that. And then at the end of the week, I will now sit down and see stuff. But
have you seen Gedoni? Are you guys in touch?
Yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. Saw him yesterday.
What's the future between two of you?
At the moment, like I said, everything is just whoa for me. So I just need to take a minute. Yeah, I need to take it all in and see where it goes from there.
It seems as if after Gedoni left the house, all of a sudden you started winning stuff. The next day you became head of house. So do you think the relationship held you back?
You know what? Quite a few people said this to me, even in the house. They were like, this is a new Khafi, or this is new. But I was always this person, and I feel like I did definitely, you know, I'm someone who loves Philly. Like, I don't hold myself back in any way. And I think I was very immersed in him, like 100%. I was definitely immersed in him. I used a scripture earlier that, you know, there's a scripture that says when that a single woman is concerned with the things of God, but a married woman is concerned with the things of her husband. And I felt like in the house, I was just concerned with the things of Gedoni. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like that.
Which is true, because some people noticed, even in-house at Odour Girl, that your prayer life kind of reduced.
That's interesting.
Like, I saw you, I saw you and Sir D outside praying and, you know, just sharing testimonies early on, but then Gedoni got into the picture and I saw you praying. I don't think I saw you praying thereafter, so... That's interesting. It's interesting that you say that, because I remember there were a few mornings when, because normally the garden was where I would pray. That was my prayer spot. Then a few mornings now came and the garden wasn't open in the morning. We would wake up and the garden was locked. And then I had a conversation with Sir D and I was like, normally I pray in the garden. I don't like when the garden is locked because I don't feel like I can pray inside. And then he just said to me that, you know what, he's praying, he prays a lot, but sometimes you won't see it, that he just sitting on his bed, he's praying. So if you need to just internalize it. And so from then, that's when I actually started to internalize it more. I think it was only a couple of occasions towards me exiting that I did pray in the garden again. But yeah, that was the reason it kind of left the garden, and I just tried to do it more,
talk to God more internally.
Okay. Venita. What was the issue with Venita? Because Joe tried to get involved. Venita herself told you that there was nothing going on between her and Gedoni. Gedoni said the same thing, but it seemed as if there was some friction. What was the issue? What was at the heart of your issue with Venita, if there was an issue?
Yeah, so this was my thing. I was like, why does everybody keep saying there's an issue? And then people would come to beg me. Like when Joe came to me, I was like, dude, I have not got an issue with her. I beg. Like, my issue, you know, stemmed from the whole thing that I felt Gedoni was not setting boundaries within the relationship. For me, when somebody's in a relationship, it's for the people in the relationship to set those boundaries. So I spoke about that with Gedoni, and I even said, you know, Biggie might be trying to do something, blah, blah, blah. So I just felt like Venita, what I said to her was that I felt like she had already made a decision about me before she entered the house. And she was living that. No matter what I did, she wouldn't change her perception. And so it was a shame, because I was definitely like, you know, girl, on a normal day, if you met, me and you would be cool. Like, we're really similar. We've got similar interests. You know, I'm sure we have mutual friends. And it turns out, you know, I think we do. So... yeah, there wasn't an issue there, but then when it became a thing where everything was Venita, 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 then I started saying, I don't like that. But I don't have anything against her. I think she's really cool, and
Okay, hopefully you guys can, you know, carry on your friendship
I've actually
outside.
I've spoken to her already.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
good,
Now, work. It's a pleasure, and I must say, I've never met a London Metropolitan Police officer before. How are things at work? Because as you may have heard, I'm sure when you got on your email, you know, logged into your email, you'd have seen a lot of emails from work. The story is that you were denied permission to come to Nigeria and
Yeah.
get into the Big Brother Naija house, but you took a leave of absence and you went in anyway. And the people at work at Scotland Yard didn't
Yeah.
really approve. What's the situation with Scotland Yard or the London Metropolitan Police as at now?
So again, I haven't opened anything in regards to it yet. I haven't spoken to anybody yet, and I haven't read anything yet. So all of that, again, it was incredibly overwhelming for me when I came into the house and people were saying, did you know this happened? Did you know this? I was like, whoa.
But
did
you
initially?
No, did you leave the right way, or did you
Yeah.
inform them?
If you're
or
watching
why
me-
didn't you just resign? That's because that's what a lot of people were saying online. Like, why didn't Khafi just resign?
Because for me, I love my job. Do you know what I mean? I love what I do. I owe a lot to my job, my career. And I thought this was a leap of faith, but I didn't know how far it would go. I could have been out the first week. Do you know what I mean? Like some people were. So for me, it wasn't a thing that, I'm leaving work. I told them the circumstances. I followed due protocol. Like, you know me, in the house, I'm like, what's the rules, Biggie? Tell me what you want from me. I'm very much by the book person. So I followed all the necessary procedures, and they did raise their concerns. And then by the time I got to Lagos, because the way it was said to me was like, you're at the next stage of the recruitment for the Big Brother house. So I was like, okay, it's the next stage. Then when I got here, everything happened so fast and I was out of communication. I didn't have the phone. I was in the house. So it all happened very fast.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't leave because, I still want that door open. So yeah.
Okay.
But at the moment, as of yet, I haven't gone into any of that yet. So I haven't got an answer in that sense.
Cool. Okay. So let me ask you about your friendship with Tacha. How did that come about? Because there was the incident where there was a rumor about her having charms or bringing charms into the house. A rumor that you, Gedoni, and Jackie were kind of, centered around. And she didn't forgive Jackie, apparently, but she forgave you and Gedoni, which was a bit surprising to me. But how did the friendship or the bond come about? Because you guys eventually became close.
Yeah, so we were close actually from the first week. When I remember we were both in the same room, and I knew that everybody else kind of knew stuff about Tacha. I didn't know Tacha. I didn't know anything about her. I didn't know that she was this Insta person, nothing like that. But everybody in the house was kind of like, keep my distance. And I thought, why is that? And naturally, I'm a person that I will go to the person who's by themselves. And we just started talking, and I think it was just mutual. We just got on. And then I would speak to her a lot about different things, and we just got on from there. Even when I was up for eviction, she's the one who did my makeup the first time I was up. Okay. So, it just developed from there, really.
Okay, so how about the charms thing and that whole rumor? I'm glad Ibka squashed it, and it needed to be squashed, but how did it start?
So basically that day, whichever day it was, I woke up and I just saw scratches on myself. And I don't know if I was just fumbling or I just bumped into myself. But I was talking to Jackie on the bus, and I was like, I woke up and I have these scratches on my arm. And she's like, you need to be careful, or like, normally if you find scratches on yourself, you need to pray about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's true, because before I came to the house, I had a dream that somebody would be doing witchcraft in the house, and that to pray against it, basically. And it's something that I would never even think of. Like, and when I said it, she's like, yeah, that's very practiced in Nigeria. But my head would never go to it. It's only because I had the dream.
Tasha's name get into the equation?
So when I said that about, I had the dream, she was like, yeah, there's at least 3 people in the house who I've seen that I think are having charms or have something like that. And I was like, really, who? And I'll credit to her, she didn't want to say initially, but I was like, tell me, who? And so Tacha was the first name that she mentioned. She also mentioned another name. And then there was a third name she was going to mention. But while we were having that conversation, EK then banged his head. So I felt like, oh my gosh, God even stopped that conversation. Like that conversation was not meant to continue, because that was such a sudden incident, and the conversation ended there. But I did pray because, like I said, everybody knows me in the house. I was very inquisitive. I asked a lot of questions. So when she said it, I was like, who? Because the whole thing fascinated me. I was like, witchcraft? How does it work? What are the charms you're talking about? Yeah. So that's why the whole conversation started.
Another controversy was last week when, without mincing words, some of the housemates suggested that Tacha had a body odor, and they wanted to nominate you to be the one to tell her so that she could take action on it. Yeah. Did you deliver the message?
Yeah.
You did?
Definitely.
You told Tacha?
Did. Yeah, as soon as I spoke to Mike, I nodded, and then I just went to the room, and she came to the room not long after, and then we spoke then.
How did she receive that information?
This is the thing, like, she'd already had a conversation with Mike earlier and said, Mike, is he cruising with me or is he blah, blah, blah. So we had already spoken about it then. So then when Mike came to me, he did it in public. So I couldn't even have the conversation to say, look, she already did ask me and she's already topped up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was the conversation that I would have had if he hadn't done it publicly.
Okay.
So yeah, we'd already spoken about it.
Interesting. Well, Khafi, your numbers have grown on social media.
And I'm really grateful. Honestly, every single person who voted for me, I do not feel like a loser. I feel like a winner. Like, even though I'm out now, I just feel like all I do is win, no matter what. You know? So I feel good.
Your
And I'm
eviction
really
interview on stage with Ibuka was a classic. And
Really?
the audience
I haven't watched that back either.
Nah, the audience loved you. And the response on social media has been, Khafi's future is so bright. Even while you're in the house, people talked about you becoming a game show host.
Wow.
There are so many things. Even before you got here, Dotun on Cool FM said, he was asking his followers if they'd like to see you as a presenter on Cool FM. So I know the doors are opening left, right, and center. But what would you like to do? Like I said, your numbers on social media grew from 6,000 on day one of the house. Before you got here, your numbers were at 327,000.
Wow.
What are your plans with all this fame and, success and popularity?
Well, to be honest, I felt like before I was living quite a, what is it called? I feel like it was quite a,
Like a sheltered or
yeah,
quiet
or minimalist. Like I was
life.
I would do my creative stuff, but on the side, a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there.
Right.
But now I'm like, all of my gifts can be released.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to hold anything back. So presenting, acting,
tourism.
Like that's, I'm so passionate about that. Like Nigeria, I'm like, come on, we need to put Nigeria, like music and creative arts, we're already on the map. Like I feel like we've got no issues there. But just tourism, I feel like there's so much to see in Nigeria and I want to bring people back. And security is also something
Major
that people
issue.
mention, and I want to help the security issue as well, whether it's opening a security shop or providing security services.
Right.
I would love to do that.
Cool.
So yeah, that's
All right.
me.
Who do you think will win? I think I know the answer to that question. You said Tacha on stage on Sunday. And who do you want to win? So let's hear from you.
Yeah, I said Tacha on Sunday. I definitely think she's got the numbers and consistent. She's consistent. And actually, even when I was in the house,
I'm tempted to ask consistent with what, but let me let you finish.
with the numbers,
Oh,
like
right,
with
with the
votes.
numbers,
Every
okay.
time she's up, she's always saved and blah, blah, blah. And her people just seem, to love her. And, so it's great. Like, I think if it's a numbers game, it's that. But I've always said that actually I don't know if Biggie will just do one switch up before the end of the show because there's a lot of people still in the house.
Right.
And there's only like how many weeks remaining. So I feel like Biggie's he's got something up his sleeve, I think.
Who would you like to win? I mean,
I said it before, I feel like Omashola, Tacha, Mike. And then I would also put maybe Fraud in there. Like I feel like I think those three, the top three are the people
okay.
that might win.
Awesome. Well, Khafi, there's something that we do around here whenever the housemates visit us. I will list the names of all the housemates. Your name will be in there as well.
All of them?
All of them,
Not
all
just the
26.
Woo!
All 26.
Gosh.
And you have to describe them in one word or
my
maximum
gosh.
2.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Dun, dun, dun. Let's do this. Okay.
I trust you. Number 1, Avala.
Pretty.
Okay. Isilomo.
Whew. Slayer. Slayer.
Kimopra.
Businesswoman.
Okay. Ella.
Singer.
Toyo.
Strippers. now I'm saying job roles. Oh gosh. Okay. I'll try and be
It's
better with
fair,
this.
but let's be more creative.
Okay.
Nelson.
A cook. Why am I doing this?
Oh, really? Nelson's
Yeah,
a
he
good
was
cook.
very good at cooking.
Okay.
Very, very good. And actually, I learned a few tips from him. He was very good.
Thelma.
Don't
Don't say dancer.
Yeah, I would say energy.
Okay. Were you and Thelma close?
No, but I heard some stuff that she said after, and that's why I'm a bit like, I couldn't believe that she said that. And I was like, what, really?
Yeah, don't let it get
So,
to you. Thelma
yeah.
said a lot of things about a lot of people.
That's why I had to pause. I was like, what do I say?
Jeff.
Jeff, politician? I'm saying job roles
No,
again.
it's all right. It's
That's
fine.
it.
Joe.
Artist?
NK.
NK. I know she's a tailor, so I'm not going to say tailor, but I would say, what would I say about NK? Like, how can I? Strict.
Strict.
Maybe
Oh, really?
strict. Yeah, I'd say strict.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackie.
Jackie, a singer as well. She's a singer like me. She would sing a lot.
Okay.
But I would say talkative.
Gedoni.
Ooh. What would I say about Gedoni?
In one word or maximum two?
In one word, maximum two. Calm.
Calm.
Yeah. Like calmness. Calmness.
Okay. Because it's
He
Gedoni, I'll let
represents
you use another word. So calm and...
Okay. And a description word. Gosh, adjective. Centered. I'm just trying to describe his personality.
Okay. I'll go
Centered,
with calm and centered.
Yeah, very centered.
Okay. Esther.
This is 3 words.
I'll allow it.
Pretend mean girl.
Sorry?
She comes across like a pretend mean girl. Like she has the whole mean girl thing, but she's really cool. She's she's doing her thing. Yeah.
Okay, so like hard on the outside, soft on the inside.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Sir D.
Sir D, what it do? Sir D. There was always something I used to say to him that he doesn't always have to be the. What was the word I used to say? The peacemaker. So I called him a peacemaker. Yeah, peacemaker.
Okay. He was very good at that role.
Yeah.
Venita.
Venita, extravagant.
Extravagant. Okay. Khafi.
What would I say about myself? Crazy.
Cindy.
Aww. Cindy, tenacious. She's, tenacious.
Cindy was really trying to hold it together when you left the house on Sunday. Yeah, she didn't want to, and I was watching her like, Cindy and Khafi that close? And then I remembered you guys spent a lot of time in the head of house room.
Yeah, she was my girl. Cindy,
she was trying really to keep it together.
No, I like Cindy. I feel like, and also, sorry, a word I would also use for her is underdog. Underdog. I feel like I've resonated a lot with her because I felt that she was an underdog as well. Like, people just kind of like, oh, it's Cindy.
Yeah.
But when it was coming to task, she would just go for it. So, yeah.
Diane.
Quiet.
Eluzonam.
Calculated.
Fraud.
Slow tiger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ike.
Gangster and suspicious.
Mercy.
Mercy, Connie woman. That's what they used to call her. So yeah, Connie woman, yeah.
Mike.
Captain. He's my boy. Mike, I like Mike a lot. Mike's cool.
Omashola.
Funny. He's funny. And a happy guy. I'm a happy guy. That's what he'd always say. Shay, I want to say politician as well. But I use that for Jeff, so I would say game-focused. He's very, again, calculated, like game, he's in the game.
Him nominating you or replacing you or putting you up or whatever, did you take it personal or you just saw it as part of the game?
No, I didn't take it personal. He said he did he said he did the
Eeny, meeny, miny,
and I know it didn't land on me because I was actually watching his
mouth. Talk about Shay. No, Shay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it didn't land on me, and then he still brought it to me. It actually landed on Mike.
Right.
And then he was like, Khafi. So, and I saw that happen, and I just thought, it's okay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when he said my name, I was like, it's okay.
It is what it is.
And I didn't take offense at it. I just thought, it's my time to be up.
Final housemate, Tacha.
Misunderstood is the word I would say. Misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Khafi, let's take some questions from social media.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
I definitely did tell the truth about the blender situation. I think that whole thing got blown so out of proportion. I was outside in the garden working on it, and when I heard Shay knocking on the door for Tacha, he was saying Tacha's name, then I was asking him, is it about the blender? Is it about the blender? And I said it about 3 times before he heard me. And I think by the time he heard me, Tacha had already gotten up.
Yeah.
And that's when the whole thing escalated. And before Tacha came out, he'd already turned to me and said, yes, it is. And I said, it's my stuff in the blender. It was my milkshake.
Okay.
But by that point, Tacha had already woken up, and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Wow. So with the work situation, like I said, I'm definitely going back to the UK. I need to, because I have stuff in the UK to tidy up and everything like that. The work situation, I haven't I haven't seen anything yet. I'm trying to protect my mind space at the moment until I do.
Right.
But regarding the money, gosh, I feel like it will probably help me pay rent for a year in Lagos because I need to find a place.
Do you have family in Lagos?
No, most of my family are based in Ekiti State.
Okay.
So that's where my family are from. So I have an uncle here, but again, he's kind of based between both places. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. But you plan to, once you tidy up some loose ends in the UK, you plan to move back to Nigeria?
I basically, I would love to be able to come between
Right.
both easily and frequently. Like depending if there's something happening here, I would love to just be in both places. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Khafi, thanks so much for giving us your time
You're
and for
welcome.
giving us so many memorable moments on the show. And if you're not following Khafi, and if you don't know by now, it's at a cup of Khafi on Instagram and on YouTube as well.
Yes. I've
Khafi,
got Twitter as well.
and Twitter. It's a
Yes,
cup of Khafi on
Khafi
Twitter.
Kareem on
Khafi
Twitter.
Kareem on Twitter. Please register a cup of Khafi if you haven't done that
Okay,
already.
yeah.
Trademark it, everything. Khafi, thanks so much. If
welcome.
you want to watch Big Brother and catch the final weeks, yeah, it's a couple of weeks left all of the show. You can do that by watching DSTV channel 198 and GoTV channel 29. And be sure to check out Odour Supergirl on Instagram, on Twitter, and on our website for all the happenings in the Big Brother Naija house. I am proud to say we have some of the best updates on our platform. And Khafi is going to follow us after this interview.
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.
All right then.
Peace.
Thank you.